I don't know about you, but generally every morning, fairly soon after breakfast, I start planning what I'm going to make for dinner that night. I'm filming this on Saturday. I slept in this morning, had a nice leisurely breakfast, and it's lunchtime and I'm just now planning what to do for dinner tonight. Hi, welcome to Susan's Cozy Kitchen. I'm glad you joined me today. Decided to do potato soup in the crock pot. So let me tell you what I've done already. I've cooked 8 pieces of bacon because we like a lot of bacon. And I've got the crock pot already plugged in, sitting over here with 4 cups of chicken broth in here getting hot. So now let's get started with the vegetables. I've already peeled 4 large potatoes and quartered them. They're hanging out here in a water bath so that they don't oxidize and turn dark before I put them into the crock pot. Going to slice nice and thin 2 carrots. Normally I would also do a stalk of celery. I'm out of celery, so in its place I have some vegetable medley seasoning that I'm going to just add to the crock pot to flavor it, kind of give it a little bit of a celery flavor. The easiest way is leave your point of your knife on the cutting board and just up and down motions, rocking, and you just push the carrot through. Everything is happening, kind of from the shoulder down. You're just rocking up and down, and you are able to make quick, clean, easy cuts. All right, there's 1 carrot. Let's put it into this little bowl. The other thing I'm going to do, I have 2 green onions, and I'm going to just cut these up for garnish on top of the soup when everybody puts it in their bowl. I like to have a little bit of onion cooked in, but then I like to add the green onion on top. Same thing, just pushing this through and chopping. And there's just a little bit of green onion to garnish. I'm going to go ahead and cut my potatoes, and I have a lot of potatoes. As I cut them, go ahead and drop them into the crock pot. Since I'm doing this late in the day, I'm going to cut these nice and thin so that the potato actually has time to get done. I don't want crunchy potatoes. First quarter in. Now I'll just keep doing this until I have all the potatoes cut and into the chicken broth. Okay. Now there are all the potatoes in the crock pot. The recipe calls for me to saute onions and carrots and garlic together. I don't have an onion, so I can't chop up an onion and saute, but I do have my trusty dehydrated onion, so I'm just going to put probably a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half of the dehydrated onions into the crock pot. That in. Okay, so there's our onion. It's not sauteed, but it's in there. If my accent didn't give away the fact that I am a Southern girl, if you've been paying attention to my videos, you know there's always butter or there's bacon. And today it's the bacon. I already cooked the bacon to put on top of the soup later. So, the bacon's already been cooked. I already have the bacon grease. I like to saute my vegetables in the bacon grease before putting them in there. It adds a little bit of color because they're browned, they're sauteed, and it adds a lot of flavor from the bacon. While I'm waiting for this to heat up, let me tell you about the crock pot. I have it on high, and normally I would start my soup early in the morning and I would let it cook on low all day long. I'm not starting this till lunchtime, so because of that, I will let it cook on high till at least 2 o'clock, maybe 3, depending on whether the potatoes are starting to soften by that point. I'm just sauteing the carrots in about 2 tablespoons of bacon grease. Okay, the carrots are almost done, so now I'm going to add just a spoon of garlic in there. And again, if you like using the jarred stuff, a spoonful. If you want to, if you like to chop up your own garlic, do that. All right, this is done. So I'm going to add it into here. And I'm not going to just dump it in there because I don't want all of that bacon grease. I'm going to kind of slide the carrots up the side, let it drain, and then into the chicken broth and potatoes, into the pool. Giving it a quick little stir. I want to season it now so that the flavors all have a chance to blend in. I've got some seasoned pepper. I'm just going to put some sprinkles of pepper in there. And then I have this vegetable blend seasoning. I really enjoy this. And I'm going to put about a teaspoon of this in. I'm going to give it a good stir, put the lid on, and let this cook on high till about 3 o'clock. See if the potatoes are getting soft. If they are, I'll turn it to low. Okay, the soup has been cooking for about 4.5 hours. I just left it going on high. When I did check it around 3:30, the potatoes were not as soft as I wanted them to be before I turned it down to low, so I've just let it go on high all afternoon. Let me take the lid off and give it a stir. While this was cooking, I did grate some Colby Jack cheese. So I've got the Colby Jack to go in here. I have a 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream and a little bit more onion because potato soup is kind of bland anyway, but you don't want it to be that bland. So a little bit more onion to give it some flavor. I added maybe a 1/2 tablespoon in there. So in all, that's going to make it 2 tablespoons of onion. And now I'm just going to stir that in. Let's add about 1/2 cup of cheese. Just a touch more. And it's already starting to melt in here. It's looking really pretty. And now I'll just gently stir in the heavy whipping cream. And this is what gives it its richness. All right. And my potato soup is turning orange from the carrots, which is, it's fall. It's getting close to Halloween. This is kind of fun. So, oh, look how nice and creamy that is. But yet there are still some chunks in there of potato, so that is going to be the perfect consistency. I'm going to turn it down to low now, and I'll let this cook another 1/2 hour or so. And now let's ladle some into the bowl. Like I said, it's not white the way potato soup normally is, and that's just because I did blend it with my immersion blender, and because I have carrots in here, they gave it a nice light orange color, which is absolutely perfect for the fall. And now I have a little bit extra Colby Jack cheese, so I'm going to add that. I'm going to add just a little bit, maybe a teaspoon of sour cream. let's sprinkle just a few green onions on it. Give it a little bit more color. And then some bacon. And then it's diner's choice on whether you want to dip from the top or if you want to stir it in. So I've got everything in my bowl now, and it's time to give it a taste. Oh yeah. Wonderful. You taste the potato. There's just that little hint of cheese and cream that I added in. It's definitely salty enough with all of the other things that are added. Creamy because we did use the immersion blender, but yet there's the little chunks of potato. It's just salty from the bacon with that smokiness. Of course, the pepper jack, you've got the cheesiness, you've got a little bit of sour cream. It has everything. It's perfect the way it is. As always, the full recipe is in the description box below this video. Please check it out. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure and give it a thumbs up. If you've not already subscribed, please do that. And hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I upload a video to YouTube. Thanks for watching. God bless.